Hey everybody, welcome to A Culinary Journey. I'm Luca Paris. Okay, so I finally broke down and did it. Well, two things. One, I'm having Chris Kelly on my show, who's a local actor and a part-time waiter. And two, I'm also doing items, and I can't believe I'm doing it, but I'm taking pasta dishes and I'm helping you make them low-fat.
Oh, good God.
Okay, we're going to keep Chris off to the side for a minute. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take fettuccine Alfredo, we're going to do Penne Vodka, and we're going to do a Bolognese. All of them reduced fat. So you're going to absolutely love these ideas. A little bit different than what I normally do. Heavy cream's gone. We'll just use a little bit of butter. A little bit of butter. And we're going to have some great dishes. You're going to meet a good friend of mine, Chris Kelly, and we'll talk about all this food because your culinary journey starts now. Hey everybody, welcome back to A Culinary Journey. I'm here with Chris Kelly. Chris, how's it going, buddy?
Going pretty good?
Good? Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Fun?
Oh, yeah, a lot of
You
fun.
having a great time already?
I'm having an amazing time already.
And it's scary. Nothing has happened yet.
I know.
But I will hand you this.
Oh, fantastic.
I hand all the guests on my show a whisk.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much.
And if you, yeah, it's heavy, isn't it?
Yeah, heavier
It's
than
almost
I
like an
thought.
award. It's almost like you were getting an award just now.
Almost.
It's a practice. What would you say if you won the Academy Award right now?
Well, I'd like to thank my mother and Luca,
Luca.
of course, who gave me
Your start.
my start. And you
Luca?
could just write it for me. And
Done! Done. And when I win my Daytime Emmy, I'll thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
You're not going to thank me, are you?
No.
Okay.
You're not thanking me either, though.
No.
Yeah, okay, there we
Well,
go.
if I could, but if I thank you over my mother, she might have words.
Well, you could go with Mom first.
All right.
Then Luca.
Okay.
And then Dad. See what he says. There's a whole nother story. Anyway, welcome Chris to the show. You're going to actually help me out make some low-fat pastas because I've always wanted to cook for a star. And Chris is an actor, a local actor in the area, as well as a pretty darn good waiter.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I didn't say that.
All right,
I mean,
well.
I just read your comment cards. but anyway, Chris does a great job for us at the restaurant. I've seen him act in the plays, and he acts like he likes me at work, so he is a great actor. And we're going to make food for you, like if you were the star and I was your personal chef, and I need to keep you like in shape, but I know how much you like pasta.
I do.
Right.
Very much
so. So now I have to keep those things in mind. We're going to have heavy carbs. We can't go heavy fat. So we're going to have to find a way to kind of alter dishes that I make for you. Sounds good?
Sounds awesome.
But you're going to have to help me
Okay.
since you're not a star
Always
yet.
a catch.
Yeah, and you haven't
Oh,
paid me yet.
That too.
So what I'm going to do, we're going to take a couple of items. We're doing fettuccine Alfredo. Now this is traditionally a big heavy cream dish, heavy cream, pasta, more cheese, and it's just a lot of flavor. It's wonderful, but we want to cut that down a little bit. And Chris, you're going to do the mixing of what we call the wet ingredients for this dish. And so we're going to take a little fresh garlic, and I'm going to chop it up nice and fine. What you could do with this, you could also put it in a blender if you want to, but what you're going to do is we're going to just chop up a little bit of garlic because we only need to make enough for you because I'm making one with all the fat in it, so for myself. And it calls for onion usually. What kind of onion do I like to use, Chris? Do you know?
Red onion?
Shallots.
Shallots.
Yeah, try it again. What kind of, take
Shallot.
two.
Shallots.
Thank you. Okay, we'll just dub you out there.
Okay.
So what plays have you been in locally?
Locally, I was just in Peterborough with the Actors Circle Theater doing The Importance of Being Earnest.
And tell everybody what you just, what
It
happened.
got me a Best Supporting Actor nomination for the New Hampshire Theater Awards.
Ooh, there it is.
Yeah.
So I'm going to add, as we segue, good segue.
Oh, yeah.
This is a nomination for the best dish.
Oh,
We're going to add some Greek yogurt, which has great flavor. Some skim milk ricotta. Okay, so what's different right away is the fact that when I do a Alfredo, The items you'll find in my Alfredo are heavy cream, salt and pepper, shallots, garlic, and then finish with some black pepper. That's it. Here we have to get a little more creative because we want to build some body to the dish. And then I have a 2% skim milk, not 2%, skim milk, or you could use 2% milk. We'll add that in. We need a little bit of flavor, some nutmegs, great to add to this. And that's, Chris, what you need to, here, let's put a little more yogurt in there. I need some body. You need to whip that up for me. Sounds good?
Sounds great.
All right. Put some back into it.
I'm going to stand
A little bit more. You want to stand up for that one?
Well, it's just a little awkward while I'm sitting.
You mean the whole show is not awkward at this point? There we go. So I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil in the pan. Actually, I'm going to use a little bit more. Using a canola oil will cut down on the fat, but I didn't bring that with me. All right, so we're going to use a little bit of this. And then what I need to do is create a roux. Now, a true Alfredo kind of starts with what's called a bechamel. I don't know if you've heard of those before. Bechamel sauce starts with butter, and then which is the fat, and then flour, which creates a roux. So a fat and a flour, or fat and a starch will create a roux. And then that is going to start the base of our sauce. It's going to be thick. We're going to use that to thicken our Alfredo. Nice. So what we have here, good job, man.
Thank you.
Did a better job than I would have. All right, so what we have in here is our little mixture with the skim milk, the low-fat ricotta, the Greek yogurt, which also gives a nice little acidity and great flavor. Oh, we also need is a little lemon, because you want some lemon in your Alfredo. People don't put enough lemon in the Alfredo. I like that little citrus. Say that word?
Citrus.
Thank you. Is it citrus?
Yes.
Citric acid? Yes. A little citrus into there. So we'll put a little lemon into there. So now, over here, on this side, we're going to take a wooden spoon so I don't mess the bottom of my pan up. And we're going to add a little flour to that. And this is going to be our roux. But what I tend to do is I get the oil nice and hot, and then I just work the flour in. And this is going to be our thickening agent. So if you look at it, you start seeing, put a little bit more. And they're equal parts. Now, how do I judge equal parts? When I see it all coming together, it's equal parts. It's better to measure it out, and its equal measurements will work out perfectly. So it looks like that. It looks like it's a little clumps of flour. Then we put our flame back on. Watch how quick this comes out. Ready? Ready for this, Chris?
I'm so ready for this.
You ready for this?
So ready.
All right. We pour our mixture in. I'm glad you're ready for it, Chris. And now it's going to look a little clumpy at the beginning, but one of the important things is we have to keep stirring. And as we stir, the roux activates. Now, when you're working with roux, and I did this on a show once before, Chris, you ever get tongue-tied when you do your lines?
Sometimes, yeah.
Do you?
What
do you do when you do that on stage?
Just kind of plow through it, or, well, hopefully if your intention is strong enough, audience won't be able to pick up on it.
They don't. Yeah. Apparently, they
hopefully.
Pick up. Hopefully.
That's the goal. It doesn't always work.
I'm getting lessons here. So when you do roux, so you start with a warm roux. That's what we did. We took hot oil and flour.
Yeah.
We made a warm roux. You put a cold ingredient in it, it'll thicken up. If you do it the other direction, where you do a hot roux, warm roux. The other direction. See, I did this the last time. You do a cold roux, one that you already have ready.
Yeah.
You make sure your sauce is hot. You add the roux to it. It thickens up. It's absolutely wonderful. So it's a great way to thicken up a sauce. Now, what we did here is we thickened up our sauce really quickly, right? The only thing I need is a little more milk. You think I got any more milk out there, guys? Let's see if they do. What I'm going to add is the pasta to this. Now, the Italians love to add their pasta to their, oh, look at that, milk's coming. Hey, thank you, Piner. You're so good at this. Well, we'll add just a little bit more of that skim milk. Italians love to add their pasta to their sauce. You know why? Why, Chris?
Because it's good.
Why, Chris?
I'm not Italian.
Come on. Because what does it do? It coats the pasta.
It coats the pasta, yes.
It coats the pasta, yes, exactly. Now, in the event that you thought that you put in maybe a little too much more roux than you needed, what you do is add a little more cream to that, and it's just going to loosen it up just enough. And I meant cream because that's what I wish I had, but I mean a little bit more milk. And then it loosens it up just enough so it coats over the pasta. So now we have all these flavors in here, low-fat version of our Alfredo. We need to add a little bit of fat because I need the flavor.
Yeah.
some Parmigiano cheese, right?
Always a good thing.
Always a good thing. A little more?
Yeah, a little more.
A little more. And one of the things you need to have in your Alfredo is black pepper. So those are your ingredients right there. Sounds good?
Sounds great.
You ready to try it?
I am, yeah, very much so, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I'm very hungry.
That's
Brought my appetite. Why?
Oh, it's a good thing you brought your appetite to a cooking show. That works out well. Because if you didn't, it would be kind of silly. Let's do this and this. And that's our first dish. It's our fettuccine Alfredo with it almost looks really thick and rich, but it's low fat. You can't imagine that's low fat, can you?
Not really.
Let's see how that goes. All right, so we got that. Really yummy, great flavors, a little more cheese over the top. And Chris will try this, and when we come back, maybe he'll try it. Maybe I'll eat it first. When we come back, we're going to be making Penne alla vodka, one of Chris's favorites. Is it?
Very much so, yeah.
Done. We'll see you in a minute. Hey everybody, welcome back to A Culinary Journey. We're doing Chris's favorite segment because it involves vodka. That's the only reason why. Yeah, he has it. So Chris, you and I, cheers. A little vodka, just a sip.
Of course.
Oh, I hate vodka.
Now you made me look silly.
Oh my goodness, that's horrible. Who would drink that stuff?
I don't know.
No.
What's that look for?
Huh? You would. Anyway, so that was our vodka. Yeah, they're all thinking it's water. No, I'm just that good. No. Anyway, we're gonna. Oh my goodness,
You all
that was
right?
tough. Yeah, I'm all right. We're gonna be making penne alla
Vodka.
vodka, and the low fat. Now, one of the things about penne alla vodka, it's already kind of low fat. Yeah, there's a little bit of heavy cream, but we're gonna reduce the amount of that, give it some body by adding a little bit of tomato paste. Well, we're going to go with oil. We're not going to use any butters, but just a touch of cream right at the end is where we're going to go with this. Sounds good?
Sounds great.
We're not going to add any pancetta in there. We're going to keep it vegetarian. Is that all right?
That works for me.
All right, that works.
I like
for you. That
vegetables.
works for me. We're good. We're like vegetables.
I'm not anti-vegetables.
I appreciate that. So, Chris, have you seen my show before?
I have not, actually.
You haven't. You're on the show, Chris.
I know, and it's very exciting. I'm
Oh,
happy
good.
to be
I'm
here.
glad you think so. Any plays you're going to be in anytime soon?
Actually, yes. A student friend of mine at Keene State College is directing a Neil Simon play called The Visitor from Forest Hills, and I'll be starring in it along with some couple other great, really talented students.
So do you know a lot about Neil Simon?
Yeah, enough. He was the creator of The Odd Couple, also The New Odd Couple, which I just found out.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a show.
That it shouldn't have been a show.
It really shouldn't have.
I've actually seen that.
Unless he's watching, and then
Ron Glass
Yes.
and Lamont from, what was his name? Sanford and Son.
Yes.
Those are the guys.
Uh-huh.
So
Who
Barney
went on?
Miller and Sanford and Son got together and made The Odd Couple. That's a reference only someone my age would get, or older. Right, yeah, they're all shaking their heads, and Chris is like, what?
What?
Barney Miller? One of the best shows ever on television.
Yeah.
Did you ever see it?
San Francisco, on think of like a Nick at Night or TV Land. I think I've caught a couple of episodes, once or twice.
Get off the show. All right, so what I've done
Just
was
being honest.
shallots and garlic. We have some shallots and garlic in there, letting that cook down, get some caramelization, some great flavor. And that's the difference between restaurant cooks, home cooks. You know, it's actually caramelizing your ingredients. And by doing that, you're going to add in some great flavor. At the same time, and this is where we're going to use this tomato paste, I actually want to caramelize the paste. There's an amazing amount of natural sugar in tomato paste, and it adds so much flavor. So we're going to get that in there with the vegetables that we have in there, the shallots and the garlic. And we're going to let that caramelize too. Nice and easy so far?
Seems that way.
Yeah, you want to do this at home? You ready to
I
do
would
this
love
at
to
home?
do this at home.
A little salt and pepper right in there. We'll just put that together, and then we'll just let that cook. We're going to use penne pasta for this because it's penne alla vodka, or else
Yeah.
it'd be other pasta alla vodka. And then, unlike the water that I had here, this is the real vodka because there's no way I was going to do that. You were right. We're going to deglaze the pan. Of course, pull it away, and I'm going to show you the safe way. Because you're going to do it at home for your girlfriend. There'll be a big fire, and then who are you going to blame?
You?
Yes, exactly. So the safe way is to keep the pan nice and steady. And then just get it moving around, and then put it right back on top of the flame. Because if you do this, what happens?
Okay.
Yeah,
Spills out.
we're not going to do that.
Okay.
We're going to be okay. So maybe I did. Maybe that was the water. I don't remember now. Anyway, no, this is definitely the vodka. So what we're going to do is let that cook down. And now the vodka, when people say Penne vodka, what does it do? What does wine do to a sauce? Does it really do anything? Well, alcohol, when it hits tomato, really makes the tomato react a little differently. It brings out, again, there's different levels. There's sweetness, there's acidity in the tomato, and it gives it a whole different effect. So if you've tried this before, it's really cool to try. Try to do a sauce without any alcohol in it, and then try to do one with, and you'll see there's a little difference in subtlety in the tomatoes themselves. So that's something that you'll get out of there. The other thing is, the alcohol doesn't all burn out. They say you want to burn off the alcohol. You've heard that, right?
Yes.
Are you just making that up?
I might be.
Yeah, okay. Well, it doesn't all burn out. It just, you're good.
Thank
I might
you.
keep you around. Stay tuned for the Chris and Luca show. I even give you top billing.
Really? Nice.
Did you see that?
I did.
Weren't you there? I just said it. All right. Then we're going to add some crushed tomatoes that I'm just going to add to the dish. And sometimes I forget where I am in this show. And the last piece of this, touch of cream. Just a touch. And that's our penne alla vodka. A little bit different than my recipe, so if you follow this and then you say, wow, I want to make it just like Luca did on the show, and it tastes nothing like the one he makes at the restaurant, there's a reason. Now, I use a lot more cream at the restaurant. I actually reduce it down and get some nice flavors. But here, and I use plum tomatoes, and again, a lot more cream, and then pancetta, so we get a lot of fat in there. But we're trying to do this on a low-fat diet, so you have all the flavors you need. And then what we do is take our pasta. Now, this is all pre-cooked, but if you're doing it at home, and not that, come back here. Where'd you come from? This is what happens when we mix up pasta on the show. So when you're doing this at home, one of the things you want to do is cook your pasta the same time you start your sauce. We're going to have a little assortment there. Cook your pasta the same time you start your sauce, because by the time you're done, you get your water boiling, right? The water's boiling. Add your pasta. You have about 8 minutes for your pasta to be ready. Get your sauce started. This will take you a little less than 8 minutes to make. That sauce will be ready. Take the water, take the pasta out of the water, drain it well, dump it right in. 4 quarts of water to every pound of pasta. You'll never need oil. You do a handful of salt. You'll never need oil to keep the pasta from sticking. And then you're going straight into this where the starch on the pasta is activated. It's ready to absorb the sauce. It picks up all the sauce, and then you have tons of flavor around it. That's why you have the little nooks and crannies, right? Did I do okay, Chris?
It looks awesome.
All right, that's number 2. There's a little fettuccine in there too, in case you were. Because
well,
I saw the
well, then I
last
don't
time.
want it.
The last time you liked it, a little bit of cheese over the top. And what's great about penne alla vodka, it's nice and low fat. What we're going to do when we come back, enjoy. That's all for you, buddy.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, and you can share if you want to. When we come back, I'm going to do a bolognese, but we're going to do it with chicken. Celery, onions, carrots, chicken, tomato. Real simple, excellent, lower in fat, because we'll do a low fat with the chicken, and you'll absolutely love that with some spaghetti and maybe a blend of some other pastas in there. You never know, so don't go away. We'll be right back. Not going to eat?
I just took a big bite.
Oh, okay. Hey, everybody, welcome back. We're having too much fun.
We are having a little too much fun.
And that's what it's all about, cooking.
Or not
so
enough.
Yeah, well, we could have more. Hey, look, I have wine now. This I'll drink. There you go.
Okay.
You drink. You need to pick it up.
Okay,
There
I'm
you go.
going. I'm
Cheers.
on it. Jeez.
Oh, that's actually good. So, a couple of things. We're going to make a chicken bolognese, okay?
Okay.
So, the basics for chicken bolognese is a mirepoix. You know what a mirepoix is, Chris?
Mirepoix is a mix of carrot, celery, and onion.
Who taught you that?
Some guy.
Some guy? Who taught you that?
It would be you.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I need the credit at some point in my life. So what we're doing is cutting down small celery, carrots, and onion. And I'm using a little red onion for this. Ooh, watch your finger there, buddy. All right, we'll use a little red onion. We always keep the ends here. All these little pieces we're going to keep for a vegetable stock later on.
Okay.
All right, so we'll get a little bit of oil in the pan. Now, we made 2 dishes. We've gone on the low fat. Did you see a major difference in those? You feel?
Yeah, definitely. mean by comparison to?
Well, like the regular
normal-
dishes.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, are they
definitely.
still yummy though? That's the
Oh,
big
very
thing.
much so.
Yeah. So and you liked it.
Yeah, you can taste the difference, but it's not like I'd
Like-
prefer one drastically over the other.
Right. Right. I guess that's where we're going with
Okay.
See, if we had a budget, we'd probably cut and edit that a little bit. All right,
Very
so
good. I've told you before. I think we should sell those.
what's that?
The different sauces.
Yeah, no. Chris also works at Pasta at the restaurant, so he's become my pasta expert because he serves pasta both
A
Friday
lot.
and Saturdays a lot.
A lot.
A lot. All right, so we're just sautéing our mirepoix, which is the celery, onions, and carrots. That's absolutely perfect. We're going to add some pepper flakes to this. So one of the things that people say, if you don't have fat, you don't have flavor. So how do we add flavor to a dish? One of the things is spice, acid. Those type of components will really pick a dish up to the next level. So by adding the red pepper early on and letting it bloom into the oil and with the mirepoix, we're going to add a nice heat, but it's not going to be overpowering. We put a little bit, but it's just going to be like, ooh, what was that? There it is. Hey, I'm back. It's almost like nuances in acting.
Uh-huh. Almost. Yes.
Okay, good. Nice
I'm
segue.
agreeing with you.
Thanks for the segue.
You're welcome.
All right, and what we're going to do in this one, we're not going to use, you know how I usually keep my butter. I always have my butter. Have I touched my butter yet today, folks? I have not, which is pretty amazing because I miss it. I'll see you later. Next show. Plenty for you to do. All right, so now we're going to get our chicken in there. And ground chicken, ground turkey, you'll find ground turkey more accessible. But if you have a butcher that could do ground chicken for you, you get breast meat and grind it up. Absolutely incredible. I love the way it is. If you like dark meat and turkey and chicken also, have half and half. And you have a little bit of that dark meat, adds even a little more flavor. And we're just going to cook that down. I've done shows where I've done chicken bolognese before, and people absolutely love it. I mean, we do that too all the time.
Yes, we do.
It's one of my favorite dishes over there.
It's very hearty.
Very hearty, yes. So we're going to just let that cook down. We're going to add a little bit of dry basil to this. Again, a little earlier on than you would do a fresh basil or fresh herbs. If you're doing fresh herbs, do them at the end. They keep really nice and fresh and vibrant, and they pop. If you do dry herbs, do them at the beginning. And what they're going to do is they're going to get this, they're going to, again, bloom like the hot pepper did. They're going to bloom into the sauce. So that's what we want to do. So let's cook this down. I'm getting there, Chris. You can ask questions. Don't be afraid.
Okay. Well, now I feel like I'm put on the spot.
Yeah. You have a question?
Like,
how did I get so amazing?
how did you get so amazing?
I don't
often
know.
wonder
It
that
just happened.
when
It
I'm at
just-
home with a book. Just pops in my head, like, well, how did Luca get to be so amazing?
All right, stop. You can't play with my head that
Okay.
way. All right. We're gonna add a little red wine. Remember, we've added some acidic ingredients in other ones, like we added a little bit of lemon juice with the.
The Alfredo.
Man, you're listening and pay attention. This one, we're going to add a little balsamic vinegar. Again, we want to get flavor, because when you're cutting down on fats, the last thing you want to do is lose flavor. All right? So that's what we're doing here. And then we're going to add some tomatoes to this dish. And everybody has tomatoes in a wine carafe, don't they, at home? Yeah.
I do.
You do?
I do.
You don't put wine in your wine carafe?
No, that would just be silly.
Yeah, why would you want to do that? And we're going to let that cook down. We got the wine, we got the chicken, we have, oh, this is so good. This is like one of my favorites. No garlic in here. I didn't put any garlic. Did you notice?
I did notice that.
You can't
Little
put
unusual
garlic in
for you.
everything. We're going to let that simmer down. We'll get that down. We'll add a little more salt and pepper. But we're going to make this creamy.
Really?
Yes, we are. What do you think I'm going to use?
Probably the yogurt that you have right there. The cottage cheese. That's what I meant.
Cottage cheese I have right
Which
here.
is
yeah.
yogurt-like in
yeah.
appearance.
And there's no other reason for cottage cheese except for thickening a sauce.
Okay.
At least in my personal opinion. Because why would you eat that?
That's true. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, look at it.
it doesn't, by itself,
Well, by-
it looks,
Well, we're going to give it some love and get it into the sauce. So we're going to let that simmer down. We have, butter. We have butter.
Would you like a
Those are-
minute?
Huh?
Would you like
I think
a
we
minute?
need a minute. So what I
Okay.
need a minute is, okay, this is what we're going to do, Chris. We're going to take a quick break because I need a minute to enjoy my butter. We need a minute for the beef, chicken bolognese to cook down a little bit.
Okay.
And you need a minute to finish that vodka. So we'll see you, what? In a minute. Don't go away. Chris, we're back.
I can see that.
We had a minute.
We did have a minute.
Barely a
That was
minute.
a wonderful minute.
All right, butter's still there.
Yeah.
We're going to add our cottage cheese to the dish, and then we're going to finish this off really quickly. That's going to give us a nice creamy base, right? Mm-hmm. And that's going to add some flavor. It's going to add some nuance. We're going to let that cook down. Now, you can do it without the cottage cheese. You know why?
No, I don't.
Because you don't need it.
Oh.
I'm going to add some Parmigiano cheese.
Okay.
I'm trying to bring you into the show, Chris.
I think I've been pretty into the show so far.
You've been into that vodka you have there.
That's true.
Oh, this looks so good. This actually looks really good. You want to see it?
I would love to see it.
See?
That does look awesome.
Doesn't that look good? All right. And then we're going to put some spaghetti in. Hopefully it's all spaghetti.
Uh-huh.
You never know on our show. And we made a lot. I made a lot because I know we have a lot of people watching. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's get that. Hey, all we need is, oh, they're right here. Ta-da! All right. So red wine, chicken. Mm-hmm. What else, Chris?
There was some mirepoix, the carrot,
Mirepoix.
celery, and onion.
Yeah.
Cottage cheese.
Cottage cheese. I think that's the one part of this dish we don't tell anybody about. We'll keep that between the two of us.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I don't know if you like have the boys over and go, hey guys, I made you something great with some cottage cheese in it.
Yeah, not usually, no.
No, it's not something you'll do. But, you know, we want to keep you nice. Oh, this does look good. This is my favorite out of all three, I think.
Well, it's good it was saved for last then.
Yeah, well, that's why I made it last, so I could eat it.
Oh.
A little more cheese on top. What did you think?
That looks great.
Did you have a good time?
I had a wonderful time.
Chris, it was a pleasure to have you on.
That was a pleasure to be here.
If you do happen to tune in to TV, radio, stage, maybe even screen someday, you're going to see Chris Kelly's name. I will guarantee that. And you've seen him first here on A Culinary Journey. Chris,
Luca,
enjoy.
I will. Thank you
All right.
so much.
We'll see you next time on A Culinary Journey.